Just a quick explanation about what we're going to do today. We're going to do what's called a Yin Yang Pilates Flow. So I'm sure you guys have heard of Yin and Yang, and in Chinese medicine, it's the balance between male and female, or masculine and feminine. And you guys have seen that circle with that little line through it and the two dots, and it's black and white. So basically what it says is that the yin is the feminine, and that is typically the left side of the body, but nothing is purely feminine. There's always like a little seed of the masculine in there as well. And then the right side of the body is typically yang, which is considered the masculine side. And again, that's going to have a little bit of a seed of the feminine. So everything in our bodies, all the tissues, all the organs, all the energy has that little combination of both, but it's really about finding the balance between the two. And so this is just out of interest, and it doesn't have to mean anything. If you guys just clasp your hands and put one thumb on top, it's just interesting to notice which is your dominant side. Like I have my right thumb on top. So typically I'm quite masculine dominant. I love sort of the more vigorous movements, like the vinyasa flow, the strong movements. Whereas if you naturally kind of put your left thumb on top, yeah, I'm the same. If you naturally put your left thumb on top, then maybe you're a little bit more dominant on the yin side. And it's about finding the balance between the two of those as well. So again, I mean, that doesn't really necessarily mean anything, but it's just interesting to actually notice as well. So that's going to be our focus in the class today. So we're going to do a little combination of doing some beautiful strong movements and then just pausing for a moment and just absorbing it and maybe doing a little bit more of a gentle practice as well. Okay, so you guys keen? Fantastic, yes, awesome. Okay, so we are gonna start lying on our backs. So just give yourself a little bit of space, and if you want to have a cushion underneath your head, you can have a cushion ready for you. And we're going to be lying in a reclined butterfly position. So you're going to bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees drop out to the side, and then just wiggle your hips around, maybe move the flesh of your bum out from underneath you so that your lower back feels okay. And then take your hands underneath your head for a moment, lift your head up and almost give yourself a little bit of traction stretch, obviously very gently, and then place your head down so that you can feel a little bit of length and release along the back of the neck. And then let your spine settle. You're going to put one hand on your lower belly, and you're going to put one hand just around the center of your chest where you feel your heartbeat is. And then just allow your eyes to close. And take a moment to first of all just feel that your body is in a comfortable space. So in other words, your ankles feel okay, or do you need to move them? Your knees feel okay, or do you need to put some kind of support underneath your thighs? And then double check for yourself that your lower back feels good. Make any adjustments that you need, and then allowing your eyes to close, to soften your gaze and start to breathe gently in and out through the nose. And just let your breath slow down. Let all the tension around your forehead, around the tops of your cheeks, around your eyes melt away. Relaxing your jaw, your lips, and your tongue. And as you breathe in, start to notice the lift of your hand on your ribs, and then notice maybe a gentle lift of your hand on your belly without forcing it. Just allow it to respond. And as you breathe out, feel that gentle softening and release of your belly and the softening and release of your ribs. Bringing your awareness to the underside of your body that is connected to the ground. And with each inhale, you feel that expansion of your ribs and lungs. And with each exhale, finding a softening and release through the pelvis, the lower back, and perhaps all the way up through to your neck and the back of your head. And staying connected to your breath, taking a moment to observe how your energy feels this morning. And if you can describe your energy in one word, what would it be? And just taking a nice deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Letting go of any descriptions, letting go of any expectations. And then just return yourself to a gentle, easy breath. And before we start moving into today's class, just observing that 21st of June in Southern Hemisphere is our winter solstice, and in Northern Hemisphere, summer solstice. So here in South Africa, it's going to be our shortest day and our longest night. And in Europe, overseas, it's going to be your longest day and shortest night. So this is a day of transition, of shifting, and it's a new moon. So this is an opportunity to have a clean slate, to start fresh and have new beginnings. And staying connected to your breath, just allow your eyes to slowly blink open. Bring yourself back into your studio, onto your mat, into your home. And then bringing your hands just down to the backs of your thighs. Just help yourself as you draw your knees up towards each other. Take a moment to stand evenly on your feet, and then separate your knees and feet a little bit. Bring your hands beside you, palms down or palms up, it doesn't matter. And we start with a very gentle tilting action of your hips. So as you tilt your pelvis towards your chest, you feel that little imprint of your lower back and then release away. And you don't have to put much work or effort into this. Just allow yourself to move with ease. And notice that little ripple effect that travels all the way up through your spine as you tilt your pelvis backwards and forwards. You might even notice that your head starts to move gently on the ground. And then just allow yourself to settle and float both hands straight up towards the sky, turning your palms to face each other, and we start to scissor, bringing one arm overhead and one arm forward. And just an easy movement. Try to keep your elbows as straight as possible, energy through your fingertips, and feeling that gliding action of your scapula on the back of your body. Just giving yourself a few moments to let your shoulder girdle warm up, loosen up, And again, connecting all your movements to your breath. Taking just a few more. And then bringing both hands straight up towards the sky, turning your palms facing in and open your arms wide to the side. Just let your hands rest on the ground. And again, you can keep it palm up or you can flip the hands over. And now we're going to go into our full pelvic curl. Starting to tilt your hips, rolling your spine up. If you have a cushion underneath your head, maybe just slide it out for a moment so that as you come up onto your shoulders, that there's no pressure on the back of your neck. Stay for a moment and then start to ripple down through the spine, feeling the imprint into the lower back and allowing your body to settle at the bottom. And again, tilting hips. Rolling up, getting that lovely squeeze into the bum and into the hamstrings. And then start to ripple down through the spine. And we're just going to take a few more. Keep working at your own rhythm. And it's quite lovely here with the arms out to the side that you can feel an opening across the chest, an opening across the shoulders and the arms. And it just gives you a lot of space around your lungs and around your heart. And taking just a few more. Trying to soften into the movement as much as possible, as little strain in the body. Taking your last one. Pause at the top for a moment. And once again, start to ripple down through the spine. And then just allowing your pelvis to settle. Stay here. And then start to walk your feet nice and wide. Taking your feet to the outer corners of your mat. And then rolling both knees over towards the right. And just stay there for a moment. Don't force it. Just letting your legs settle. Feeling the twist into the lower back. Maybe the twist is traveling up towards your ribs. And then turn your head and look over your left shoulder. Staying here just for a moment. And then start to squeeze your left bum cheek. And as you squeeze the left gluteal, you should feel that your left hip starts to open gently. Feeling an extra stretch down the front of the thigh, perhaps up into the lower belly a little bit. And then relax the left bum cheek, but you're going to stay in your twist. And we're going to stay here now, completely relaxed for 3 breaths in and out. And this is just a very simple twist. Opening up across the abdominals, across the chest, and just allow your body to soften back into the mat with gravity with each exhale. And on your next breath, start to bring yourself all the way back to the center. So you're going to be looking up towards the sky. And you're going to have both your feet grounded. And then pause for a moment and just feel the effect on your body. Notice how your left side feels in comparison to your right side. And then once again, take your time as your knees come over towards the left. And if it feels okay for you, you turn your head and you look over the right. Give yourself support underneath your knees if you need. And in your own time, start to squeeze the right bum cheek. So now as you squeeze the right gluteal, make sure you can still breathe. Get that opening along the front hip on on the right side, maybe down the thigh a little bit, maybe up into the lower abs a little bit. Just observe where you feel the tension. And then relaxing your bum cheek. And just notice if you can settle a little deeper into this twist. Feel free to close your eyes. 3 breaths in and out. Then on your next breath, bringing your legs back to the center, bringing your head back to the center. Pause for a moment. Feel free to close eyes or keep them open, and just now feel right side of the body in comparison to the left side. All about finding balance today. And then blinking your eyes open, bringing your right knee in towards your chest, bringing your left knee in towards your chest, and maybe just rock a little bit from side to side. Wiggle out your spine to create some space. And then slip your hands behind your knees, flexing your ankles, and on your breath, stretching your legs straight up. And bending the knees and releasing in. We're going to take 3 more. And release. So we're really finding that length along the back of the body. And taking 2 more. One more time. Finding that long stretch. And releasing it in. Just shake your ankles out, letting your legs be nice and floppy. And we're going to go back into that same stretch of the legs, but this time tuck your chin in and curl your forehead up towards your knees. And releasing back down. 3 more. So I often talk to you about that back line of fascia that we're releasing. But if you're interested in any of the Chinese philosophy or the Chinese meridians, this now connects into the urinary bladder, the kidney meridian, and that's all related to water, which is also related to the new moon as well. Exhale, you're going to curl forward. Now I want you to hold it here. You can point your toes, stay connected to your belly, and just reach your hands forward and away. Make sure that your lower back feels secure. Start to circle your arms around. Stay lifted through your chest. Bring your hands behind your head for support and hold it here. Bring your right leg down towards the ground, but it's not allowed to rest. You're going to hover that leg just off the floor, keeping the abdominals engaged. Stay with your breath. Energy through the feet. Bring the right leg up. Lower the left leg down. Pausing here. Feeling the abdominals connecting. Make sure that there's no strain or pain around the neck or the lower back. Stay connected to your breath. Bringing the leg up. Reaching the hands behind the knees. Hug them in towards you. And take a moment to lower head and shoulders all the way down. Just roll your head gently from side to side. And then once again, bring yourself to center, flexing the feet. On your breath, stretch your legs, curl your head up towards your knees and secure your lower back. Now this time you can keep the legs flexed. Reach your hands forward. Check that your lower back feels okay. Start to circle the arms around, placing your hands just behind your head. And now, taking the right leg down, hover just off the floor, but we don't stay there. We scissor the legs. We scissor the legs. At any point, if if your lower back doesn't like this, you make the movement smaller. Stay with your breath. 2 more. 1 more. Bring both legs up. Hug your knees in and relaxing all the way down. Once again, just turn your head from side to side. And then just bringing yourself to the center. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Slide your hands from your knees down towards the ankles or as low as you can, so you start to feel a stretch into that deep right hip. So getting that little piriformis muscle. And again, if you feel like your shoulders are lifting or that your chin is getting tilted back, then please just put a little pillow underneath your head so that you can really rest into this stretch and release as much as possible. Taking 1 more breath in, and then exhale, release, uncross, pause in the middle for a moment and close your eyes. Just observe that right side of your body. And then open eyes, and now cross the left thigh over the right. Hands onto the knees, slide your hands down as low as you can manage, and finding that stretch into the left hip this time. And again, always interesting to observe the difference between the 2 sides of your body. And keep with the breath. It's going to help you stay there long enough that you can start to feel the benefit of this stretch and this release. And then on your next breath, uncross. Hug both knees in towards your chest for a moment, and again, close your eyes. And now just feeling the left side of your body. Opening your eyes slowly, slip your hands behind your legs. You're going to curl your head forward, so you're tucking yourself into a tight little ball shape, and then let's use our legs to create some momentum and start to rock. Let's start rolling a little bit higher. Use your legs to help you today so that it's not any strain in the movement. Keep your chin tucked in so that there's no danger of you hitting your neck or your head on the floor. And then let's come up and let's balance for a moment. Stay here. Start to lengthen your spine up so that you're sitting up nice and straight. And then see if you can lift your shins up a little bit. Now you can stay here, or you can see if you can let go. Start reaching through the fingertips. So in Pilates, this is called our teaser. And in yoga, this is called the boat pose. And both of them are amazing connections for the abdominals, for the core. Take a nice easy breath in, and then exhale, hands to shins, and you're going to place your feet all the way down. Good, so you can stay seated this way. I'm going to turn to face you. You're going to bring your right leg into the front and your left leg to the side into your mermaid seat. And let's start going into our seaweed. Moving from side to side. Oh. I have to say, I never get bored of this one. It always just feels so good on my body. Taking just a few more, side to side. And then we're going to stay over on the right side. And then straighten up both your arms. Now take a look at your right hand that's on the floor. Make sure that your wrist is comfortable. Turn the left palm up, and let's start opening up across the chest, and then round the spine and open up across the back of the body. And again, moving with your breath, letting your eye line follow. And again, I oftentimes, when I talk about this movement, we talk about the fascial lines of the arms. And again, when it comes to Chinese meridians. These arm lines are often associated with the lungs, the heart, and the pericardium. And that is that little connective tissue around the heart space. Come back to the center and hold it. And then we're just going to salute. And let's do some little triceps to the side and press up. So after we found that wonderful mobility across the upper body and the chest, now we're going to start to find a little bit of strength and stability. Keep breathing. Really pay attention to your scapula staying glued to the back of your body. Stay connected to that lengthening of the spine so you can really feel that your torso is supported and strong. Last one. Press up and hold it. And now just put your left hand onto your leg. Let's do one counter stretch up and over. And coming all the way upright. Swing your feet around. So now you're going to be having your left leg to the front. So I'm doing a mirror image for you. And let's go once again into our seaweed. And again, I think you guys know that when you're seated like this, you may or may not have your sit bones level on the floor. Just make sure that you're giving yourself enough space around your pelvis and your hips that it feels okay, especially on the knee joints. Let's do one more time over towards the left. Stay here this time and straighten out both your arms. Take a look at your left hand. Make sure your wrist is happy. Right palm up. And we take it back. Breathe in. And breathe out around. And again, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Bring your awareness to the arm lines, the fascia. Do you feel it more on the way back or on the way down? And then bring your awareness to the heart and the lungs. So we think about the front of the chest, but what about your heart and your lungs at the back of your ribs? One more. And come back to the front. Bend the top elbow and let's do some little triceps. Press and away. Good. Make any adjustments you need to your hand and your elbow placement. Bring your awareness to the stability and the strength along your torso. Stay with your breath. Let's take two more. And let's take one more. Press up and hold. Placing your right hand to your leg. Left arm comes up and let's do one little counter stretch. And releasing all the way down. So now you're going to come onto all fours. I'm just going to pivot this way. And just say to yourself above your hands, above your knees, and then start moving into a soft cat stretch. Rounding the spine up. And then lengthening the tail away and lifting through the heart and lifting eye line. And again, staying with your breath. Keep moving. Wow, I'm actually getting quite hot in here today. Keep moving through flexion, through extension. Find the range that feels good for you. And we're going to take one more. And then just come back to the center and pause. Tuck your toes under. Hover your knees just up off the mat. And now lift your hips up and back so you can move towards a downward facing dog. And then pedal the heels down one at a time. Think of reaching through the heel, reaching through the heel. And then push both heels down towards the mat. Taking a nice easy breath in. I want you to bend your knees slightly and walk your feet halfway forward on the mat, halfway. Lift up through your belly and push up onto the tips of your fingers, and then continue walking your feet forward, lining up your toes with each other, and then just allow yourself to soften and release. One hand to opposite elbow, other hand to opposite elbow, and then just pause here for a moment as you dangle. It's almost like a rag doll. Just notice on your own body if you need to soften your knees or if it feels good for you to completely straighten them. And anytime we are hanging upside down, this is called an inversion. And there's an immediate reaction of the body to slow everything down and to tap into what's called the parasympathetic nervous system. You guys have heard me mention this before. And it allows us to go into a calm state. This is like a rest and digest state. And then let go of your elbows. Just let your fingertips lightly touch the ground. Soften your knees slightly and take your time as you roll up into standing. So as you come all the way upright, making sure that you don't have a massive head rush. If you do, then maybe just hold on to the wall and then rolling your shoulders back and around a few times. And then just allow yourself to settle. And once again, close your eyes. And it's just so nice as we start to move in any of our classes to add in these little moments of pause. Give yourself a chance to observe. How does your physical body feel? How does your energetic body feel? And allow your eyes to softly open, blinking gently. We take both arms all the way up. Feel how your ribs lift. Feel the space you've created for lungs and heart. Open your arms nice and wide. Nod your chin. And let's just continue that seamless movement as we roll all the way down. Just find the weight of your arms, the weight of your head, coming all the way down. Bend your knees if you need to so you can get your fingertips onto the ground. And then just lengthen your spine and push the tips of your fingers onto the ground. Stay here for a moment and then wiggle your tail from side to side like a happy puppy, but not a frantic happy puppy, a controlled happy puppy if there's such a thing. And then bring your pelvis back to the center, lengthening your spine a little more, and then just fold over. So you just allow yourself a moment to completely soften here. Bend your knees so you can put your hands flat, and stepping your right leg all the way back. Take a big step back, push into your hands and step the left leg all the way back as well. You are now in your plank pose. So squeeze your thigh muscles, firm up your bum, firm up your abs, and just rock a little bit forwards and backwards. Rock a little bit forwards and backwards on your toes. Feeling the transfer of body weight over your wrists. Come to the center, and then let your knees come down. Let your feet relax out. Round your spine like a cat. Push away from your hands, but don't let your hands move. Stay here and let's do a little bit of fascial release. Gentle trampoline movement. Opening up across the arms, the front of the shoulder. And then come forward, just bringing your shoulders over your hands again. Tuck the toes under and then lengthen your spine back to a plank position. Hold it there. Lift your hips up and back. And then make any adjustments you need to your body position as you pedal the heels down one at a time. Getting that release into the calf, into the Achilles. And then pushing both heels gently down. Soften your knees and walk your toes halfway up the mat. Maybe taking slightly bigger steps. Press up onto the tips of your fingers and continue walking your feet forward. And then once again, just relax your body over. Now stay here. Lengthen your spine, pushing onto the tips of your fingers again. And do a little bit of a wiggle of your tail from side to side. And bringing your pelvis to the center, lengthen your spine a bit more maybe, and then relax over, placing both hands flat. Bend your knees if you need to. This time step the left leg all the way back, big step. Pushing into the hands, step the right leg back, and you're in your plank pose. Once again, just rock forwards and backwards. So this sequence that we're doing, you can feel, is got a lot of energy involved. So this is what we consider maybe a yang practice, like a little bit more masculine. Center yourself, lower the knees, release the feet, round the spine, sit back, little fascial cat. One more. And then come forward. Just bring your shoulders in line with your wrists. Hold it there, tuck your toes, and then lengthen your legs, lengthen your spine, and you're back to your plank position. Lift your hips up and back. Making any adjustments you need to your foot position, pedal the heels down. And then pushing both heels towards the ground. And soften your knees, start to walk your feet halfway up the mat. Maybe you can come all the way forward, lining up your toes, and then just relaxing your body over. Stay here for a moment, take a little breath. We're going to roll up into a standing position using abdominals, coming all the way upright. Take your time. Focus your gaze, lifting nice and tall. Maybe just roll the shoulders back and around a few times. And then again, just make your arms relax and close your eyes. Bring your awareness to the soles of your feet, connecting you to the ground. Bring your awareness to that lightness through the crown of your head that's lifting you upright. And in your own time, blinking your eyes open, sweeping both arms out and around, breathing, connecting the tips of the fingers, opening your arms, not your chin, and just allow your body to roll forward. Finding that softness through the crown of the head, and coming all the way down. Lengthen your spine so you're pushing onto the tips of the fingers. And then relax over. Soften your knees if you need to. Stepping the right leg all the way back. Now stay here. Push up onto the tips of your fingers so your abdominals are connected and you have a straight line from the top of your head out through the heel of your foot. Now you can stay here, or if it's available to you, you can either bring your hands up onto your knee, or you can sweep the arms forward. Start lifting your arms, lifting your chest, lifting your gaze, and we hold it here. So this is a very strong position to hold. Can you feel the connections of your feet to the ground? Can you feel the connections into your belly, into your abs? Energy through fingertips and energy through your crown. And now you're going to reach all the way down. Place your hands flat and then step the left leg back. Hold it here. Let your knees come down. Let your feet relax. Round your spine. Push back. Stay here for your fascial release. Come forward. Shoulders above wrists. Tuck toes. Lift your legs. Lengthen your spine. And hold. Lift your hips up and back. And stay here for a moment. Maybe pedaling the heels if it feels good. and then pushing both heels down. Pick up your right leg, and you're going to step that right foot through between your hands. Help yourself if you need to. Push up onto the tips of the fingers and hold it here. Find your straight line. Now again, you can either reach the hands forward or you can put your hands onto your knee. Start bringing your spine upright. Finding your balance, connecting into your strength. Shoulders away from the ears as you breathe. Beautiful, well done. And bringing the hands all the way down. Rooting into your hands and step the right leg back. Plank pose. Lower your knees. Release your feet. Sit back, fascial cat. One more. Bringing your shoulders forward in line with your wrists. Tuck your toes. Lift your legs. Reach through your crown. Send your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Pedaling the heels. And then push both heels towards the ground. And now simply lower your knees to the floor. Relax the feet and bring yourself back into a resting position. However that feels good for you today. So if you want to bring your hands together in prayer, like I often do, you can give yourself a little bit of a stretch along the back of the arms. And just allow your breath to slow down again. Feel your breath moving through your body. Taking the time to observe. And on your next breath, walking your hands out in front of you, you're going to draw yourself up onto all fours, and we're going to do the stretch called melting heart. So you've got to be very aware that your lower back feels okay with this. So starting in all fours, you're going to keep your hips in line with your knees, but if you need to move your hips back, that's absolutely fine. Start to lower your forearms down. So again, you might need to shift your knees back or your hips forward. And then start by taking the arms a little bit out, a little bit forward, and just rest your forehead to the ground. And for some people, this is enough of an extension. This is a passive extension of the spine, allowing gravity to do the work for you. If you need to put a cushion or something underneath your chest to support you, then feel free to do so. And if this is feeling very comfortable for you, what you might want to do is walk the hands even more forward so that your elbows actually lift up. But we're going to be staying here for 8 more breaths in and out. So please find a space, a shape that feels good for you so that you can push up against those boundaries. You can find your edge, but there should be no pain. And just allow a gentle softening of the abdominals. Creating space through the spine as much as possible. Taking 4 more slow breaths in and out. Just observing yourself. Noticing the area around your heart and your lungs. One more gentle breath in and out. And then slowly walking your elbows back. Slowly shifting your hips back towards your hips, and just allow yourself to come into a resting position once again, but this time, keep the elbows quite bent, and just allowing a gentle counter stretch to that extension of the spine that we just did. And once again, just pausing here to notice the ripple effect, allowing yourself to just assimilate that extension of the spine into your body. Taking one more breath in and out. And then walking your hands back towards your knees as you come all the way upright. And then just swinging your feet all the way around towards the front. So you're going to be sitting with your legs extended out nice and long. All good? Yep. Take your right foot, cross it over, standing on that foot, using your right hand behind you to support, lifting all the way up, coming into that little bit of a twist, and then guiding yourself to look over that right shoulder, finding that height of the spine. And remember, it's the breath that expands you from the inside out. Taking one more breath in, and then slowly release, bringing both hands over to the left side now, and placing your hands onto the floor, and then just rocking gently forwards and backwards. So I'm going to turn to face you so you can see what we're doing, that little rocking forwards and backwards. And then rock to the side, bringing your left hand, just so it's in line with your left hip, fingers pointing away. Keep your elbow to the inside of your shoulder, and then see what you can grab onto. Can you maybe hold onto your baby toe? Can you maybe hold onto your ankle? Or if you want to loop a little strap around your foot, you can as well. That's it.
Ah.
Yes. So you can use a little loop around your foot, and then you can either stay here and just roll from side to side, or you can pop yourself up into a little baby grasshopper. So it's obliques, trying to get our bottoms off the floor. Yeah, that's it. Turn your fingers away. Yeah, that's fine. That's it. So think more about abdominals and less about lifting fingers, standing on your foot. And we release and come all the way back. And then we unfold and we give the legs just a little bit of a shake. So now, stepping that left foot up and over, left hand behind your back, reach up and coming into a little twist, looking over the left shoulder. And again, just pausing here and allowing yourself to breathe. So this is a lovely example of that aspect of yin and yang. So right now, sitting here in the spine twist, it gives us an opportunity to slow down, to allow a little bit of a release from the fascia inside out. And this is just a wonderful way to connect into that soft, feminine yin aspect, the release and the stretch. And then release gently. Walking both hands over to the right side, placing your hands down. We're going to do that little rock and roll to the side. Gentle movement. And then you can keep doing this if you want to, by the way. Rolling over, you're going to put your right hand now in line with your right hip. You're going to take your left hand, shoulder to the inside. See what you can grab onto. Use a loop if you need to. And then if you want to, you come up into baby grasshopper. And this is now connecting into, obviously, quite a strong aspect of any kind of physical work. So this is now connecting a little bit more into a yang or a masculine side of it. Focusing on those abdominals, standing on your left foot. And then when you're ready, releasing down, release, and then unfold and stretching the leg out. Nicely done. Giving those legs just a little bit of a shake. Bend your knees, so you're going to be standing flat on your feet. If you can, point your fingers forward towards your hips, but that is a whopper of a stretch on the wrist. So if you need to turn your fingers out like this, that's how I'm going to do fingers out today. We're going to lift up into a little tabletop. So start just by hovering your hips up. Just make sure that you feel okay with hands and wrists. And then start pressing from underneath yourself. And you are engaging the underside of your body and you are opening up. And just notice here, where do you feel it the most? Like I feel a very strong stretch on my shoulders. You feeling it there as well? Let your head do whatever it needs to. And then releasing down. Pause for a moment and maybe give the wrists a little bit of a shake, because now we're going to add on to that. So bringing your hands, you want your hands to be wider than your hips, because your hips are going to scoot back between your arms now. So pushing into hands and feet, pressing pelvis up, and guys, it doesn't matter how high you come. This might be your tabletop and then you go there. If you can, you bring yourself up. And then start to lower your hips, but don't sit. You lift your toes up so you're digging into the heels. Round your spine, so it's like you're tucking your nose to your pubic bone, and scoot your hips back. And then bend the knees, pull, lift your hips and the toes come down. And again, push. This is the tendon stretch. For those of you that have worked on the Pilates equipment before, and again, round. So you've really got to push out of your arms and round your spine. And we're going to do just one more time. Let's go. Scoop back. Well done, guys. Woo. Press up, hold it, and releasing down. Beautiful. Walk your feet a little bit away. Let your arms rest on top of your knees. Let your head rest on top of your arms. Let me just pause here for a moment. And just allow your breath to slow down. Finding that awareness of the breath, traveling along your spine, creating as much space for yourself as your breath allows. Softening through the neck and through the shoulders. And softening around your eyes, your cheeks, your forehead. Softening your jaw, your lips, and your tongue. Just taking a moment to observe yourself. Tuning into how your energy is feeling after the last hour of moving. And if you could describe your energy now in one word, what would it be? Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Just letting it go of the descriptions, the conversation, the expectations. Slowly blinking your eyes open and taking your time as you unravel, lifting all the way up and tall. So I'm just going to turn to face the front. And you can bring your hands just down beside you, palms up. We're going to inhale, reaching all the way up. Look up. Connect the tips of your fingers. Feel the right sides and the left sides of your body connecting. And then opening your arms wide. Clearing space for yourself for the rest of this beautiful Sunday. Rolling your shoulders back and around. Fabulous.
Woohoo!
How do you feel? Awesome, Jules.
Renee.
Thank you so much, Jules. I've so loved these classes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We just pause the recording here.